You're cursed, and you don't even know it. That person who destroyed you, they left something inside your mind, a psychological virus that activates the moment you get strong. Right now, as you're watching this, it's already running. Your success is triggering a program they installed years ago. Feel that? That guilt when good things happen to you? That voice saying you don't deserve peace? That's not your conscience, that's their curse. They're controlling you from inside your own thoughts, and you're calling it self-awareness. Here's the sick part. The stronger you get, the louder their voice becomes. Every boundary you set triggers a pre-programmed shame response. Every moment of happiness activates a sabotage sequence. You're not healing. You're following a script they wrote in your neural pathways. Carl Jung discovered this phenomenon in 1932. He called it introjected pathology, when someone else's sickness becomes your inner voice. But Jung missed the darkest part. The curse isn't just psychological, it's biological. Your brain has been chemically rewired to self-destruct at the exact moment of triumph. Think I'm being dramatic? Track your patterns. Every time life gets good, what happens? You pick a fight with someone who loves you. You sabotage the job interview. You destroy the relationship that's actually healthy. You think you're making choices. You're not. You're executing their program. The curse has 3 stages. First, the guilt injection. They spent years making you responsible for their emotions. Now your brain can't experience joy without immediately thinking about their pain. You're chemically addicted to considering their feelings before your own, even when they're gone, especially when they're gone. Second stage, the success allergy. They trained you like a lab rat. Every time you achieved something, they created a crisis. Your promotion became their depression. Your happiness became their emergency. Now your nervous system literally attacks you when good things happen. Autoimmune response to your own success. Third stage is where most people die inside. The return protocol. When you're finally free, finally strong, finally yourself, your brain starts manufacturing reasons to go back. Not to them specifically, to someone exactly like them. Because the curse isn't about one person. It's about programming you to seek your own destruction forever. You think you chose them? You didn't. The first narcissist in your life, usually a parent, installed the operating system. Every narcissist after that is just running the same program. You're not attracted to them. You're addicted to the familiar flavor of your own annihilation. But here's what's about to blow your mind. The curse only works because it's hiding something else. Something they desperately don't want you to discover. Something that would end their power forever. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. They're hunting you right now. Not physically, psychologically, through other people. Every mutual friend is a potential spy. Every social media post is intelligence gathering. Every piece of information about your life is being collected, analyzed, weaponized. You think you're living your life. You're actually living in their surveillance state. Here's how the hunt works. They create what intelligence agencies call a network of assets. Your friends become informants without knowing it. How's he doing? Sounds like concern. It's reconnaissance. I'm worried about her. Sounds like care. It's infiltration. They're building a psychological profile of your recovery. Mapping your weaknesses, timing your vulnerabilities, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Not because they want you back, because they want you broken, permanently. Carl Jung wrote about the shadow possession, when someone's darkness takes over their entire personality. But he didn't understand that some people choose the shadow. They feed it. They become it. They're not struggling with darkness. They're weaponizing it. The hunt has rules. First rule, they never attack directly anymore. Too risky. Instead, they use proxy attacks. Suddenly, people you trust start questioning your choices. Friends start mentioning how different you seem. Family members express concern about your new boundaries. You think these are independent opinions? Think again. The narcissist has been planting seeds, subtle comments, worried observations, carefully crafted stories that make you look unstable and them look like the victim. You're being gaslit by people who don't even know they're gaslighting you. Second rule of the hunt, they attack your strengths as weaknesses. Found your voice? You're aggressive now. Setting boundaries, you're selfish. Feeling confident, you're arrogant. They're reframing your healing as sickness and everyone's buying it. Third rule, they create invisible traps. That mutual friend who suddenly wants to hang out? Trap. That event where they might show up? Trap. That sincere-sounding email about closure? Nuclear trap. They're forcing you to either isolate completely or risk contact. Either way, they win. But the most sinister part of the hunt, they're using your empathy as a tracking device. Every time you wonder if you were too harsh, they feel it. Every time you question if maybe you misunderstood, they know. Your compassion is literally sending them GPS coordinates of your emotional location. The hunt intensifies when you're about to level up. New relationship? Hunt escalates. Career breakthrough? Hunt goes military grade. Finally happy? They go nuclear. Because your success is their narcissistic injury. Your healing is their mortal wound. Watch for the signs. Sudden contact from people you haven't heard from in years. Random flying monkeys checking in. Weird coincidences that feel orchestrated. Your intuition screaming danger while your mind says you're paranoid. You're not paranoid. You're being hunted. The hunter's ultimate goal isn't capture, it's psychological assassination. They want you so paranoid, so exhausted, so confused that you destroy yourself. They want you to become the monster they've been painting you as. They want you to prove their smear campaign true. But hunters make one fatal mistake. They assume prey stays prey. They don't realize that some prey evolves. Some prey develops fangs. Some prey becomes the apex predator. And that transformation, it's already happening to you. You're about to become their worst nightmare, not by attacking, by becoming psychologically invincible. The reversal starts with understanding their deepest fear. It's not abandonment, it's not exposure, it's irrelevance. The moment you genuinely don't care about them, not hate them, not fear them, just nothing them, they psychologically die. Carl Jung called this withdrawal of projection. When you stop being the screen for their movie, they're forced to see themselves. And what they see destroys them. Because behind every narcissist is a void so vast, so empty, that even they can't look at it directly. Here's the weapon they don't want you to have. Complete indifference, not performed indifference. Not, I'm pretending not to care while obsessing. Real, bone deep, I forgot you existed indifference. This is psychological antimatter to a narcissist. It literally unmakes them. But reaching true indifference requires killing the version of you that they created, that people-pleasing, approval-seeking, conflict-avoiding zombie they programmed. It has to die. And killing it feels like dying yourself, because in a way it is. The reversal process is brutal. First, you'll feel rage, not anger. Rage. The kind that makes you understand crimes of passion. This is healthy. This is your nervous system finally fighting back. Let it burn, but don't act on it. Let it transform you instead. After rage comes grief. You'll mourn the person you thought they were, the relationship you thought you had, the time you'll never get back. This grief is deeper than death because at least death has dignity. This is grieving an illusion, grieving your own stupidity, grieving the innocence they murdered. Then comes the dangerous phase, bargaining with reality. Your mind will start creating alternative histories. Maybe if I had, what if they... Stop. These thoughts are their fingers still pulling your strings. Cut them, every single one. The final stage before indifference is acceptance, not "it is what it is" acceptance. The kind that sees clearly. They are a psychological predator. You were prey. This was always going to end with destruction. The only variable was whose. When true indifference arrives, you'll know. They'll text and you'll forget to respond, not as a power play, but because you genuinely forgot. They'll create drama, and you'll yawn. They'll spread lies, and you'll shrug. Their existence will matter as much as a stranger's in another country. This terrifies them. Because narcissists don't have identity, they have reactions. Without your reaction, they're nothing. A mirror reflecting emptiness. A vampire with no blood supply. A parasite with no host. But here's the twist that breaks their brain. Your indifference makes you magnetic to healthy people. The energy you used to waste on their drama now radiates as confidence. The mental space they occupied fills with creativity. The emotional bandwidth they consumed becomes available for real connection. You're reversing the polarity. Instead of attracting predators, you're attracting protectors. Instead of finding narcissists, you're finding depth. Instead of trauma bonding, you're creating real bonds. The reversal is complete when they become a case study instead of a person. When you can discuss them like a psychological phenomenon rather than a personal experience. When their name carries no charge, no sting, no power. But the reversal's final gift is what you become. Not harder, clearer, not colder, selective, not bitter, aware. You've developed psychological night vision. You see predators in the dark. You recognize games before they start. This is the reversal they fear most. You didn't just survive them, you evolved beyond them. You're not healing, you're mutating into something they can't touch. Every cell in your body that they poisoned is dying and being replaced by something stronger. Your neurons are literally rewiring. Your DNA is expressing differently. You're becoming a different species, one that's immune to their kind. Carl Jung called this individuation through crisis, but it's more violent than he described. You're not finding yourself, you're forging yourself in the fire they set, using their destruction as raw material for your reconstruction. The Phoenix process is biological warfare against your old self. Your body is purging their toxins through sweat, tears, even your breath. Those random anxiety attacks? That's stored trauma leaving your nervous system. That exhaustion that hits from nowhere. Your cells rebuilding from scratch. Here's what's actually happening in your brain. Neural pathways they carved are being abandoned. Your brain is literally building new highways around their damage. Trauma responses they programmed are being overwritten. You're installing a new operating system while running on the old one. The physical symptoms are real. Heart palpitations as your nervous system recalibrates. Insomnia as your brain processes what it couldn't while you were in survival mode. Digestive issues as your gut, your second brain, releases stored fear. You're not sick, you're upgrading. But the mental symptoms are where it gets intense. Hypervigilance that makes you see manipulation everywhere, because now you can. Emotional numbness that makes you feel broken. You're not broken. You're conserving energy for reconstruction. Memory gaps where trauma used to live. Your brain is protecting you from what you don't need anymore. The Phoenix phase has 3 burns. First burn, killing who they told you were. Every label they gave you. Every limitation they imposed. Every lie they made you believe about yourself. Burn it all. Watch your false self turn to ash. Second burn, killing who you were before them, because that person was vulnerable to them. That person had gaps they exploited. That person is gone, and that's good. That person was prey. You're becoming predator. Third burn, killing the victim identity. This is the hardest, because being their victim became your identity. It explained everything, excused everything, but holding on to victimhood is holding on to them. Burn it. You're not a victim. You're a warrior who survived psychological warfare. When you emerge from the burns, you're unrecognizable. Your energy signature completely different. Predators literally can't lock on to you anymore. You've changed your psychological frequency. You're broadcasting on a channel they can't access. The Phoenix version of you has superpowers. Time slows down when someone's manipulating. You see it frame by frame. Lies sound different, like instruments out of tune. Your body becomes a manipulation detector, sending signals before your conscious mind catches up. But the greatest superpower, you can't be hurt the same way twice. Every manipulation tactic is now visible, every emotional weapon neutralized. They could tell you their entire playbook, and it wouldn't matter. You're immune. This isn't recovery. Recovery implies returning to baseline. You're going beyond anything you were before. You're becoming what Carl Jung called twice born, someone who died psychologically and chose their own resurrection. The phoenix doesn't rise despite the ashes. It rises because of them. Every moment of destruction was preparation. Every wound was creating space for power. Every death was clearing ground for rebirth. You're not the same person they destroyed. You're something entirely new, something forged in their fire but belonging to no one but yourself, something they created but can never control. The phoenix has risen, and it's hungry for life. You're building an empire on their ashes, not for revenge, for revolution. Every boundary you set is a fortress wall. Every standard you maintain is a moat. Every person you cut off is defending your territory. You're not isolating. You're architecting a life they can't penetrate. The empire starts with radical sovereignty. You answer to no one, explain to no one, justify to no one. Your choices are yours, your reasons are yours, your life is yours. This isn't selfishness. This is psychological sovereignty. Carl Jung wrote, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are," but he undersold it. It's not a privilege, it's a conquest. You have to take it, fight for it, kill for it, because everyone wants you to be who they need you to be. Your empire has laws. First law, anyone who makes you feel crazy is gone. No exceptions, no explanations, no second chances. Confusion is manipulation. If you're constantly wondering where you stand with someone, they're standing on your neck. Second law, your energy is currency. Stop spending it on people who give you IOUs. Every interaction is either an investment or an expense. Most people are expenses. Cut expenses, ruthlessly. Third law, your peace is non-negotiable. Anyone who disturbs it gets exiled. This includes family, especially family. Blood doesn't give anyone the right to bleed you. DNA doesn't grant access to destroy you. Fourth law, your growth threatens everyone who benefits from your smallness. When people react negatively to your evolution, you're seeing their true character. Thank them for showing you, then show them the door. The empire builder's mindset is different. You stop asking, "Why did this happen to me?" You start asking, "How can I use this?" Every wound becomes wisdom. Every scar becomes strength. Every betrayal becomes better boundaries. You're weaponizing your trauma, not to hurt others, to protect yourself. Your hypervigilance becomes intuition. Your trust issues become discernment. Your fear of abandonment becomes fearless solitude. You're turning every weakness they created into tactical advantage. The empire attracts quality through scarcity. When you become hard to access, valuable people work to reach you. When you're selective with your time, time with you becomes precious. When you're stingy with your trust, earning it means something. But here's what nobody tells you about building an empire. It's lonely at first. The space between losing toxic people and finding real ones is vast. Most can't handle it. They fill it with new toxicity. Don't. Sit in the emptiness. Let it teach you. Learn to be alone without being lonely. Eat dinner in silence. Travel solo. Spend weekends with yourself, not as punishment, as practice, because anyone who can't be alone is enslaved to others for their well-being. Your empire needs allies, not subjects. Look for other builders, other phoenixes, other people who survive their own wars. They'll recognize you. You'll recognize them. Trauma survivors have a frequency only we can hear. Build slowly. One quality person is worth 1,000 acquaintances. One real conversation worth 100 surface ones. One authentic connection worth all the fake ones you lost. Quality over quantity, always. The empire you're building isn't just personal. Every person you inspire to leave their narcissist weakens the collective predator network. Every boundary you model teaches others. Every story you share saves someone years of pain. You're not just surviving. You're creating a blueprint, not just healing, leading a revolution, not just growing, showing others the way. Your empire becomes a beacon for everyone still trapped in psychological warfare. This is how you win, not by defeating them, by becoming undefeatable, not by revenge, by irrelevance, not by hating them, by loving yourself so fiercely that their opinion becomes background noise in your symphony. Your empire is rising, built on bones of who you were, fortified by everything that tried to break you, inhabited by people worthy of the warrior you've become. The narcissist created their own destroyer, you. Welcome to your empire. You've earned it in blood.